Alright, good evening trendsetters, welcome back. In this episode we get stuck straight back into the tray. Excuse the redness and dirtiness, but I'm filming the intro after I've done all the work, so a bit hot and sweaty, but let's get into it. We're going to put the handrails on, put the sheets on, and what else are we going to do? Basically just get the tray buttoned up and ready to take off, weld out and paint. I've also got some parcels that have arrived that we've got to unbox, and I've got a new toy for the shed, actually two new toys for the shed. So a lot to unpack, but stick with us, stay with us to the end. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get into it. Alright, welcome back and good morning. We've got something a little different today I thought I'd try. I don't know if you guys will be into it or not, let me know in the comments below. But I've had a heap of packages arrive and I thought I've got to sit down and unbox them all anyway and find out what's in them, because I don't know about you, but I forget what I order half the time. So I thought, why not record it, and you can find out at the same time as me what it is that I ordered. I've also finally had the steel sheets arrive for the ute tray. So they're sitting outside, I'll show you those in a minute. We'll be able to get those cut today and just sitting on the ute. But I can't start welding them in today because tomorrow morning I've got one of my neighbours coming around with his tractor and his forks to finally get that 16mm plate on the welding table. And I can't do that if I've got the tray off the ute and sitting in the shed getting welded out. So unfortunately that's going to have to wait until tomorrow. But never mind, because it's still exciting that that 16mm plate's going on the table. I can't wait to have that table. All right, so anyway, I won't ramble on too long. We'll get into it. We'll start opening some of these packages. This one I've had for a while and I've already opened, as you can see, but I can't remember if I've shown them to you or not. These are the tail lights for the ute tray. These are from Light Fox, Australia, and they come with a 5-year warranty, and they're just a very simple, rectangle design. I think they're going to suit the simple style of tray that I've built quite well. Nothing fancy. What does it say about them? ABS, the polycarbonate lens, ABS body, brake reverse tail and indicator, 60 super bright LEDs. What have we got? Does it say whether they're, just says universal fit? Doesn't say whether they're waterproof or not. I'm going to assume that they're not, because it doesn't mention it. These aren't going to be submerged underwater, so that will be fine. And they're quite cheap. They're very cheap. If you just need a cheap set of LED tail lights and that for your ute tray, I think these were less than 30 bucks from memory. I should see if I can find the receipt. All right, yesterday I had to do some driving around Perth, and on Marketplace there was an Auto Pro that was advertising some old workshop manuals going cheap, or $20 each, because normally they're around $56 when you buy a workshop manual. And I noticed that they had Hilux and 4Runner from 79 through to like 88, or 90, actually I think they went through to 98. And they had the petrol and the diesel for $20 each. So I thought, what are the chances of them still being there? I drove down there, and don't know whether you want to call it lucky or unlucky, but someone had beaten me to it and had snavelled the diesel one, but they didn't take the petrol one. So luckily the petrol one was still there. Unluckily, someone had beat me to the diesel one. I was really hoping to get the pair, but there are others out there. These are pretty much redundant now, which is why the auto shops don't stock them, and why the ones that still have stock are selling them cheap to get rid of them, because it's all online, it's all digital, like everything these days. It's all gone digital. I hate digital for stuff like this. I don't like getting on the computer and printing out, or maybe you just want one sheet. You guys might like it. Let me know in the comments if you prefer digital or physical media for stuff like this. I love having the book on the shelf, honestly. Even if it's a car or a bike that I'm interested in, but I'm never going to own, never going to work on, I love having the reference manuals. So very stoked to get that, picked that up for $20. Spewing I couldn't get the diesel one with it. I would have loved to get the pair, but someone beat me to it. All right, start with this one. This one's got CRC on the side of the box. I think I know what this is, and the tape says Ames Industries. Ames Industries I actually have been using quite a bit lately. I'd never heard of them before. They're like sort of a new to me company, but they stock a lot of good stuff. And I actually got these from them a while ago. These are a bulk pack of Champion brand panel trim fasteners. These are the screws that hold the guard liners, that screw into the clips for the guard liners in your wheel arches. So I was stoked to find those, and that's what got me sort of looking through the Ames website, and they have quite a lot of stuff. So just picked up a can of Trefolex cutting oil, picked up some 75mm sanding pads for the air sander, and I just got one of each sort of grit just to try them out. I haven't had much to do with these sanding pads. I've obviously used sandpaper, sanding discs, but not these pad style ones, so just wanted to see how they go. One of each grit. And air tool oil. Yes, starting to get a few air tools now, so got to maintain them properly. It says to put about 5 drops of air tool oil into the tool before every use. So they obviously, they use quite a bit of oil. So I thought it would be good to have a litre of that on hand. Very good. Oop. Right, that's all that's in that one. What's this? Oh, this is just an invoice from Avon Valley Toyota. I ordered when you have your jack, you have your tyre iron, and there's usually a 3-piece bar that you assemble with a hook on the end to crank the winch that lowers your spare wheel from under the tray. I was going to remove that gear altogether on this ute, but I've decided to put it back in and put the spare wheel back under the tray, just for simplicity, because this has gone from being a full rebuild and a custom thing that I was going to do to now I'm just going to flip it, move it on so I can get on to the next project. So I'm putting the spare wheel back under there. So I thought I'll just order like a 79 series cruiser one. Any ute, any tray back ute basically would have the similar sort of style. So I rang them up. I rang Avon Valley Toyota, and the parts department priced one up for a new Hilux, one of the newer Hiluxes, and looked like it would work fine. So we were going to order that, but then the lady that was helping me with that said, "Oh, why don't we just for shits and giggles look up your model of Hilux?" So we looked up the '84 Hilux, and sure enough, you can still get that part. So I've ordered one, and that cost me $57.55. It's going to take 2 weeks to get here, unfortunately, but because it's coming from over east. But it's the genuine part that came with the 84 Hiluxes, so that's pretty cool. But that's just to, yeah, just to be able to raise and lower the spare wheel. All right, what have we got here? I don't know where this is from. I won't worry about cutting open the invoice. We'll just, although I've got to get it out so I can open the box. What have we got here? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you guys order parts and then just completely forget what you've ordered? It's kind of good fun because it rocks up and it's like Christmas. You don't know what you've got. I do know what this is though. I ordered a heap of paint stirring sticks and a heap of paint mixing pots because, oh, and funnels. What does it say? It just says fine paint strainer 190 micron fine. Very cool. So now that I've got my good air compressor, and I just received some spray guns. I bought a primer gun and a base coat / clear gun based on recommendations from the Gunman. I don't know if you know of or have heard of the Gunman on YouTube, but he's an Aussie fella who is a professional spray painter, possibly body man. I don't know if he does a lot of panel beating and that, or if his trade is just spray painting, I'm not sure. But he's got an awesome YouTube channel called The Gunman, and he gives heaps of advice and tips on how to paint, does heaps of reviews on compressors, you know, filters, dryers, and guns, spray guns, heaps of reviews and stuff like that. So based on his reviews and his recommendations, I have ordered 2 spray guns, and I'm getting close. I've just got to, all that crap on the shelves behind me, I've got to move into what's going to be my storage room and compressor room, and then I can redo that area behind me. And I'm going to do that to be more of a backdrop kind of thing, so we can do more of this sort of stuff. And I've got somewhere nice basically to film a nice corner of the shed, because this is where I sit if I'm just watching YouTube videos, or if I'm just, you know, me and a mate are in here having a chat, having a beer. This is that corner. Got the fridge behind me obviously, which will be staying there. So I want to set this corner up to be a nice backdrop for videos, and then off to the side, out of camera you can't see it, but I've got a bit of a corner of the shed. In one of my earlier videos, in the shed cleanup video, you would have seen next to the sink where I've set up some more shelving. I'm going to get rid of all that and set up a paint station. That's going to be the paint station there, where all my paints, primers, thinners, guns, and all that sort of stuff, and all this, you know, the pots and the stirring sticks that I just bought, all that's going to live over there. All my sanding gear, my masks, all that sort of stuff, that's just going to be a dedicated paint station. Really looking forward to getting into some painting. I've never done spray painting with a compressor and a spray gun before. I've only ever done spray can stuff, so aerosol stuff. So it's going to be fun learning that. All right, this is dropped one. This is a small one. Let's see what's in here. Like I said, I have no idea. Like I sort of remember vaguely things that I've ordered, but most of the time it's a surprise to me. Oh, clips. All right, these are, which ones are these? I think these are, hopefully, if I've ordered the right ones, for the guard liners. So some of the plastic clips that fit into the square hole, and then you screw these screws into to hold the guard liner in, were missing. So I'm hoping these are going to be the replacement. I believe when I did some searching online, these came up as just basically Toyota Hilux, like all the way through. So we'll see if they fit. I'm on a mission to try and find, I'm on a mission to try and find all the clips, or clips that will fit. I hate when you know, you're missing a clip or previous owners were missing clips, and instead of taking the time to track down the proper stuff, proper clips and that, they just sink a tech screw into it, like slightly next to it or into the sheet steel. You know, it just drives me nuts. So I'm trying to track down correct clips, correct screws, all that sort of stuff, and eventually I would love to have a wall or a parts bin wall of dedicated Hilux, early Hilux, early 4Runner parts. That'd be great. So if you're watching this and you have some good suppliers for stuff like that, you know of some good, even if it's Thailand. I've ordered some stuff from Thailand before, America, you know, wherever. Drop a comment, let me know some of your favourite suppliers for hard to get things on these early Hiluxes, Toyota pickups and 4Runners. Grommets. All right, so I do remember ordering these. I ordered a heap of grommets. These are huge. They must be the 150 mil, 100 mil. These have come from either China or somewhere like that. I cannot read the writing on those tags. But I've ordered these because I've got an Anderson plug on the back of the cab for the Hilux, and it'll sit behind the headboard when the tray's done. So I wanted to cut a hole in it and put a grommet in there so that if you wanted to feed an Anderson plug through the headboard to attach to the Anderson plug on the cab and run a fridge or something, you could without having to go like over the top of the headboard or around the headboard. You could go through, but it would look neat with a grommet. So I got some small, what are they, 40 mil grommets. That would probably just fit maybe. Those 150s are way too big, but the 100s, I wanted to go big enough to get your hand in there. And obviously I was gonna cut the inside plastic out, and all the grommet would be shielding your hand from the edge of the steel when I cut the hole to access the Anderson plug. So that was my theory behind that. Might run with that, might not. We'll see what happens. Temu, Are you guys big on Temu? Do you even know what Temu is? I kind of feel like everyone knows what it is now. I remember when like companies like Catch and Wish, things like that came about, and now it's Temu. Just seems to be so much stuff on there you can order, and the prices seem to be actually quite good. All right, riv nuts. Let's see what quality these are coming off Temu. Made in China, obviously, but so 139 pieces riv nuts. This has got quarter, number 10, number 8, 5/16 and 3/8. So a few metric, a few imperial in there, and they are in the zinc. I think you call that the zinc color. And then I've got some in silver. What's this one? This has got M8, M5, M3, M4, M6, so all metric. Another big set here. This one doesn't specify what size they are, which is always handy. Too much effort to slap a sticker on there that says what size they are. What do we got here? I ordered these a while ago. These took a while to get here, but that's all right. Probably coming from China or somewhere like that. So I've got nut and bolt thread testers, I suppose you call them. Right, so, and I've got a metric one and a standard, or what I call imperial. And for testing, does it do both? Oh yeah, it does, yeah. So you got the threaded hole if you need to test a bolt, and then you've got the threaded rods here if you've got a nut that you need to find out what it fits. This, this does coarse and fine thread, and this does, I'm assuming, coarse and fine thread for metric. So they'll be handy just to have up on the wall next to all my nuts and bolts. And if I need to work out what size a particular nut is or bolt is, I'll have that there to do it. All right, one more to go. What have I ordered? It's got YouTube tape on it. Who's this from? Oh, Dunn and Watson. I know what this is. I know what this is. Oh, that's good actually. That's another project I can get started. I could probably actually start that today. So this is, or should be, trailer hinges, tailgate hinges for my trailer. Just that, yep. All right, so I've got a 8x5 dual axle trailer, and I bought it quite cheap. But one of the reasons it was quite cheap was because it had, had a few little issues. Well, really the only issue with it was the tailgate. One of the hinges had not the pin, but the strap. This part was completely gone. It had ripped off the back of the tailgate, leaving a little hole where the steel had ripped out, and it was just the pin that this slides onto and rotates on that's left behind. So these must be sold in a pair, and I've ended up with a pair of them. I might replace both of them, I don't know. The other side's still good, so I might just replace the one side. But basically just need to slide that on the pin, weld it onto the tailgate, and I've got an opening, a functioning tailgate. Still works. I've been using it for a long time as it is, and it hasn't been annoying me enough to make the effort to fix it. But then I was going into town one day with it, and the tailgate actually came off and was dragging behind the trailer, so that was kind of the kick in the pants. I needed to just bloody fix it. Let's see what we have here. I'm thinking more clips because it's a tiny little package. Yes, all right. So these should be little clips that go behind the corner lamps for the Hilux. Well, it's another day here in the Shed to Beach shed, and I'm working on the tray on the Hilux. I cut one sheet already and have put that on the tray, just tacked it in place. But I cut it with a 5-inch grinder, and yeah, wasn't fun. So I've made another investment, and I picked up a Unimig Viper Cut 30 Mark II plasma cutter. And this should make short work of the last few sheets. It's not too bad cutting with a grinder. I mean, a 9-inch would be better than a 5-inch, but if you just cut in a straight line. But the next couple of sheets I have to cut out, I'm gonna have to cut notches in and things like that. So this is just gonna make light work of all that sort of stuff. Plus later on for things like cutting off, brackets off diff housings and cutting off suspension brackets to do solid axle swaps and things like that. This is just going to be worth its weight in gold. So very happy that I've made this investment, and a second auto darkening helmet is always good too. My young bloke can use one when we're welding, and I can use the other one, so that's good. I also bought just a second 10-meter air hose to have hooked up to this instead of using my retractable one that I use for everything else. And I bought a standoff, what's it called, standoff guide, just to save the contact tips and that on the plasma cutter. So I'm going to unbox this and get it set up, and then we're going to cut the rest of these sheets for the Hilux, get the tray off, and then it'll be ready to fully weld out and paint. So yeah, let's get into it. A bit too quick at some points. All right, so we got that cut out pretty easily with the plasma cutter. Just got to clean up these two cut edges and then we'll chuck it on and see how she fits. All right, so just going to cut 5mm off. I didn't leave enough for a nice gap between the two sheets to get a nice hot weld through there and a little bit of a lip on the back. So I'm just going to cut another 5mm off freehand. And I've just changed the torch setting from 2T, which is press and hold the trigger to cut and then let go of the trigger when you want to stop cutting. I've changed it to 4T, which is press the trigger and let it go and it will cut until you press the trigger and let it go again. So like a on-off type button style. See how we go with that one. It's all right. So it's plenty. And what do I need here? That's going to sit in behind it, isn't it? So I could probably go 150. 150. What have I got? I could cut that out in 3 separate plates out of the offcut, and then I don't have to touch that third sheet. That will work out pretty good. So I need 150 by 590, because what's the measurement on this? What have I got? More than enough out of that other offcut to make these up if I make them up in 3 separate pieces instead of one big piece, and it's all getting welded in from the back, so the joins will be behind this, behind that. You're not going to see it. It'll look like one piece. Pretty sure these are plenty slimline enough. Oh yeah, heaps. I could come right in with that plate, just sit it inside. Yeah, absolutely heaps. Probably could have even had these bars be further over, but it doesn't matter because the license plate fits in a nice, 2 lights either side. All right, excellent. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching this far. The tray's done. I've got it fully tacked out, ready to weld out, so I'll leave you with some footage of me dropping it down off the ute onto the ground, ready to weld out next swing. I'm flying out tomorrow, so next swing, as soon as I get back, I'll get stuck straight into welding it out, drill the holes for the tail lights, all that sort of stuff, give it its final cleanup, and then get stuck straight into painting it, and it should be done and back on the ute by the end of next swing. So thanks for watching, guys. If you watched this far, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more. follow along for future builds. I'm always open to constructive criticism, guys, so make sure you leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the video, what's missing, what's needed, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. If you don't want to see any unboxing, you know, whatever you can think of, leave a comment. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.